Well, I just registered my truck in Texas. I'm on my way. I have Texas license plates now, and I'm on my way to get my driver's license, and then I'll be a resident. So what I needed to do to have my, whoops, robocall. So I get so many robocalls. I joined that do not call list or whatever. I don't know, maybe I do know that person. I'm not sure. Anyway, so to become a Texas state resident, I first needed an address, and that's what Escapees is for. You can get an address they have them in like Florida, Texas, and I guess even South Dakota. Then you have an address, and the reason why they put them in these states, Escapees is RV oriented, so they have them in these states so that as an RVer that travels around, you can be a resident of a state that doesn't require state taxes, and then some of them, you know, have even more benefits or something like that. Benefits as in less taxes or something like that. But mostly it's because there's no state taxes, state income taxes, just federal that you pay, which I'm looking forward to. I've never lived in a state where you don't have to pay state taxes. But anyway, so you have to have your address. Then you get Escapees, you got your address, you can use that. Then you have to, assuming you have a vehicle, right? This is for your RV or your tow vehicle. Then you have to get that inspected. And I got mine inspected for $7. I got it for $7. Then I took that and did registration. You have to register it, get all license plates, all that, pay your county taxes before you can get your driver's license. And it has to be in the same county where your address is. So if you have the Escapees in Texas, I think the one I have is in Livingston, or wherever you use an address. If you got a friend's address or a family member's address you can use, then you got to go to that county and get your registration there. Because it's not like other states that I'm familiar with where the DMV does everything no matter where you're at. It's actually county-based for registration and then statewide based for your driver's license. So then you get registered. It was a pretty quick wait for me in Denton County, and the cost of it was half the price of Arizona. I thought, oh, Arizona's so easy, it'll, you know, it won't take, I'm gonna go to a more expensive state. No, it was half the price. I mean, I'm like, whew, but it made up for it in the increased rate of insurance. So at this point, I'm about even with Arizona versus Texas. Now I'm gonna go over to get my driver's license. We'll see if there's any more fees. Maybe, you know, like 40, 60 bucks probably to get your driver's license, but as long as I think I've probably paid the most amount of money with registering it and then insurance, it's currently about half and half. Now here's something. When you move from one state to another, like I just moved from Arizona to Texas, at least for Arizona, if you pay for your registration yearly or twice or once every 2 years, right? Depending on what you choose. Well, if you change states in the middle of that, you lose out on your registration. So my registration of my fifth wheel was significantly more expensive than the registration of my 1992 Bounder, Fleetwood Bounder Class A. So now I have a 2014 fifth wheel. And even though I didn't pay the price that it would be, like what they say, I don't know, Kelly Blue Book, whatever values they choose, they taxed me at that rate. So, because I think they used to, you'd say, oh, I bought it for $1, then you'd only have to pay the taxes on $1. So that sort of thing doesn't exist in most states anymore, probably, but it did. So my registration on my truck, I'm only 6 months into it, but I had to change that over. But the trailer, it can still be registered in Arizona and maintain that until the end of its registration period. And the trailer can, you know, maybe the trailer stays in Arizona and I drive my truck in Texas. So, anyway, maybe that's, if you're fishing for knowledge, that knowledge might help you out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you probably aren't at the point where you need to know that. But anyway, that's interesting. So if you can time your move, ideally, to be at the end of your registration of your current state, that's going to behoove you, because you won't. Basically what happened is I lost 6 months of Arizona registration fees that I don't get back because I'm registering my truck now and not in 6 months from now. But for all intents and purposes, I needed my truck registration changed now. So anyway, that's interesting. I'm going over to, I hope that helps. By the way, if you do the Escapees, you have to become a member of Escapees, which is convenient because then you get into the certain parks. And if you haven't been yet, you get 1 week of stay there for $50. And they're in kind of unique locations, and they're really nice parks usually. So you have to become a member of Escapees, and then you have to buy the service on top of that, the forwarding service. And that is how you get your Texas, Florida, or South Dakota address. So I've had that for like two and a half, almost 3 years now. And it's been convenient. If you don't need an address, like you can't use a P.O. box or even a USPS address, street address, which you can sign up for, you can't use that to register. So unless you have Escapees or something, you can't use one of these faux addresses, right? You have to have some service. That's what Escapees is there for. So I've been doing that for almost 3 years now. And if you haven't signed up for Escapees, I have a link that you can sign up through it. It helps me out. It costs you the same amount of money. I think I get like $4 or something I mean, everything helps. So if you want to use that link, I appreciate it. It's called an affiliate link. And then it just gives me a little bit of kickback. Same cost for you though. So anyway, I would definitely sign up for Escapees if you're going to be on the road, you don't know what to do with everything. And if you want to do it in a state where you don't have to pay income taxes, definitely do the Escapees. Plus there's the benefit of the park discounts. So let's go get a driver's license. I'm here at the DPS, Department of Public Safety, and this is where they only deal with driver's license. The parking lot is so small that people are literally waiting in line in the parking lot, and then the line is going out the door. Texas has this thing where you can sign up, make an appointment, but it's not an official appointment, it's roughly that, you kind of get in line. But you have to be a resident, so if you don't have a driver's license, I don't think you can do it. But I'm wondering if I need to drive to a different city, because I think with DPS, I don't have to be in the county. So if I go like 20 miles to the next city, maybe I can get in line. Wow, that sucks. I thought I was like breezing by, you know, having everything else done, the inspection and all that. Look, they're letting a bunch of people in at once right now. I don't know if like, did the line progress so much? Now it's only like a little bit past the outside area, but still nowhere to park. All right, guys, 2 hours later, maybe even more than 30 minutes standing outside. I am a Texas resident, so interesting. My card should be here in like, my driver's license in like 2 weeks. I have a temporary one. Gotta go put my plates on. So I'm gonna remember this Mobile World Congress because I've been to Mobile World Congress. I never remember my license plates, but I'll probably remember that one. And I gotta put a sticker on the dashboard, and I'm all ready to go. So they gave me a sticker to put on. Gonna put that on now. I'm official. Actually, I gotta do the plates now. So I don't know if I have, oh, there's a license plate spot. Hey, I even have some bolts. Good. Okay, I didn't know what to do about that. Look at that. Chaos. There's a couple things that I missed that I wanted to add in if you are looking to change your registration to Texas, or if you were curious about what I went through. First of all, the insurance in Texas, and I imagine also Oklahoma and Kansas and maybe even Florida, I don't know about that, but Texas, it's higher because of the weather here, the hail and storm damage and all that. So it's more expensive in Texas. Also, it only costed me $25 for the driver's license. So if you put all that together, you can kind of add up what your cost would be. And I also wanted to add in, I think I was interrupted previously, that in Arizona, the registration for my Bounder, my 1992 Bounder, was cheaper than my like old Toyota Camry at the time. It was like $40 to register my old Bounder in Arizona. So I think there might be different ways that states calculate, but with a newer rig in Arizona, it's more expensive than Texas. Also, since you watch the channel and enjoy the content, please head over to Patreon and pledge some support for the production of all the content and time it takes to put my videos together. Furthermore, show your support for the channel by buying one of my cool shirts for the channel, all personally designed by myself for you. And the Greyhound shirts, or whatever paraphernalia of the Greyhound design, sends 100% of proceeds to support Greyhound adoption. It's fully covered by Teespring, the ones that send out the shirts. Any income made on that 100% goes to Greyhound adoption. So they appreciate it too. Thanks for watching.